In a galaxy far, far away, there exists a character whose wisdom transcends time and space, and his name is Yoda. A pint-sized powerhouse of knowledge, Master Yoda is not just a beloved Star Wars icon, but also a Jedi sage whose words have echoed through the cosmos, shaping the destinies of many. From his cryptic musings on the Force to his timeless advice on the path of a Jedi, Yoda's wisdom has not only guided the heroes of the Star Wars saga, but has also illuminated the path of self-discovery for countless fans here on Earth. So welcome to Star Wars Deconstructed, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy. Whether you're a Jedi Sith or somewhere in between, join us today as we dive into a galaxy of enlightenment, as we unravel the profound insights encapsulated in Master Yoda's words. We may not have the hyperdrive capability to dive into every single quote from Yoda, but fear not, for we'll explore some of the most impactful Yoda quotes that have left an indelible mark on the galaxy. Do or do not, there is no try. The Empire Strikes Back. In The Empire Strikes Back, Luke Skywalker, the young and impulsive Jedi in training, finds himself struggling to harness the power of the Force. It's in this moment of doubt and uncertainty that Yoda imparts one of his most iconic pieces of wisdom. Do or do not, there is no try. Yoda's words serve as a serious reminder that commitment is key to success. When faced with a challenging task, simply trying is not enough. Yoda encourages us to wholeheartedly embrace our objectives, banishing half-hearted attempts and excuses from our minds. By doing so, we increase our chances of success, for it is the full commitment, determination, and courage to face our fears that leads to triumph. Yoda's lesson extends beyond the world of lightsabers and starfighters. It's a universal truth that applies to every aspect of life. Whether it's pursuing a career, embarking on a personal quest, or even just learning a new skill, giving it your all without reservation or hesitation is the path to realizing your potential. In the end, Yoda's message is a call to action, urging us to channel the force of our determination to achieve greatness. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. The Phantom Menace. In The Phantom Menace, Yoda imparts this profound wisdom during a conversation with Anakin Skywalker before the Jedi Council. Yoda is cautioning young Anakin about the dangers of giving in to fear and negative emotions, as they can lead to a dark and destructive path. It's an important moment in the film, as it foreshadows Anakin's future struggles and his ultimate transformation into Darth Vader. Yoda highlights the dangerous journey that begins with fear, a powerful and natural emotion that, if left unchecked, can lead to a cascade of destructive feelings. Fear, Yoda explains, can fuel anger, which in turn can grow into hatred. When hatred festers, it ultimately results in suffering for both the individual and those around them. Yoda's lessons here are clear. It's essential to acknowledge and manage our fears. By doing so, we can prevent this downward spiral into the darkness of the soul. Instead of letting fear dominate our actions, we must cultivate positive emotions like love and compassion. By facing our fears, understanding them, and using the light side of the Force, we can break free from the cycle of negativity and create a more harmonious existence for ourselves and others. Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you? The Empire Strikes Back. In The Empire Strikes Back, Yoda imparts this powerful lesson during a pivotal conversation with Luke Skywalker. The young Jedi in training is feeling disheartened, believing that the sheer size of his sunken X-Wing starfighter makes it impossible to retrieve from the murky swamp on Dagobah. Yoda, in his wisdom, uses this moment to challenge Luke's preconception about limitations and the importance of outward appearance. As Luke looks at Yoda, a small and seemingly frail creature, the Jedi Master offers a physical example that contradicts conventional expectations. With the Force as his ally, Yoda defies the odds and effortlessly raises the massive starship from the swamp, proving that size is inconsequential when true power resides within. The lesson embedded in this quote is clear and profound. It's a reminder not to judge others based on superficial qualities like appearance or physical stature. Yoda emphasizes that our true worth and potential are not determined by outward appearances or perceived limitations. Instead, they are defined by inner strength, determination, and belief in ourselves. Just as Yoda demonstrates that it's no different to lift a ship than to lift a rock, we're encouraged to look beyond the surface and recognize the hidden capacities within ourselves and others. The greatest teacher failure is. Yoda's wise words, the greatest teacher failure is, are deeply rooted in his own experiences with failure, a facet of his life that often goes unexplored in the Star Wars saga. Despite his well-intentioned nature and status as one of the most powerful Jedi to have ever lived, Yoda faced a series of failures that weighed heavily on his conscience. As the leader of the Jedi Order during the resurgence of the Sith, Yoda's leadership and dogmatic ideology were, in part, responsible for the Order's downfall. His restrictive approach and reluctance to allow individuality and emotional freedom among his students contributed to their vulnerability to the Sith's return. This rigid mindset eventually led to the Great Jedi Purge, a tragic failure that nearly extinguished the Jedi Order. Yoda's failure served as a heavy burden, one that he carried throughout his long life. However, Yoda's quote offers a profound life lesson. Failures are not endpoints, but rather stepping stones on the path to growth and enlightenment. In the face of failure, we gain valuable insights into what doesn't work and what we can do differently. Our encounters with adversity teach us resilience, grit, and a deeper understanding of our own capacities. In Yoda's case, the rebellion succeeded where the Jedi Order had faltered because they were unafraid to try, to challenge the status quo, and to risk failure. Their willingness to act against overwhelming odds without relying solely on their Force abilities and their embrace of uncertainty were driving forces behind their success. Yoda's experiences underscore the message that it is through failures that we can learn, grow, and ultimately find the path to success. You must unlearn what you have learned. This famous quote from Yoda, the wise Jedi Master, is a pivotal moment in the Star Wars saga, occurring in The Empire Strikes Back as Luke Skywalker seeks Yoda's guidance on the swamp planet of Dagobah. Luke faces numerous challenges and doubts, and Yoda takes on the role of mentor to help him overcome his fears and limitations. At its core, this quote underscores the necessity for Luke to shed his preconceived notions and habits that hinder his full embrace of the Force. It's a call for him to open himself up to new knowledge and adopt a different perspective. Yoda emphasizes that the Force is not a quantifiable physical power, but a spiritual energy that connects all living things. To understand it, Luke must rely on his intuition and feelings rather than his eyes and logic. Beyond its context in the Star Wars universe, this quote holds profound significance for life in general and encourages an open-minded approach to new ideas and experiences, urging us not to fear changing our views and opinions when presented with fresh evidence or perspectives. It calls for humility and curiosity, emphasizing the importance of not being overly attached to ego and identity, but rather being willing to learn, adapt, and evolve. Named must your fear be before banish it you can. The Empire Strikes Back. In The Empire Strikes Back, Yoda imparts this invaluable lesson emphasizing the importance of recognizing and acknowledging our fears. Yoda's words serve as a powerful reminder that to conquer our fears, we must first identify and name them. By confronting these fears, we gain insight into their origins and nature, enabling us to develop strategies for managing and ultimately dispelling them. This wisdom extends well beyond the galaxy of Star Wars and into our everyday lives. Yoda's guidance underscores the importance of self-awareness and introspection. By acknowledging and naming our fears, we take the crucial first step in mastering them. Once we understand the root causes and triggers, we can work on strategies to confront and overcome these fears. The fear of loss is a path to the dark side. Revenge of the Sith. Yoda's words in Revenge of the Sith offer a vital lesson about the perils of fear, particularly the fear of losing something or someone dear to us. The context for this quote lies in the turbulent events of the Star Wars saga, where characters grapple with their own fears and the dark temptations of the Force. Yoda's wisdom serves as a stark reminder that fear, especially the fear of loss, can exert a potent and negative influence over our thoughts and actions. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by these fears and the negative emotions they generate, we risk losing sight of our true selves. This internal struggle can lead us down a path to the dark side of power, where anger, hatred, and despair hold sway. Yoda's message extends beyond the confines of the Star Wars universe, carrying profound implications for our own lives. The fear of loss is a common and powerful force in the human experience, capable of clouding our judgment and leading us toward destructive behaviors. Yoda encourages us to confront and manage our fears, recognizing that by doing so, we can cultivate greater resilience and inner strength. If you enjoyed this video, please watch the next one and subscribe to the channel.